I was fascinated by this op-ed that was written by Amy Odell, where she interviewed the VICs, those very high-end customers who buy luxury fashion, and get their reaction to the runway shows, the new creative directors. But basically, they're saying the customer is the whole Great Reset was a bunch of bullshit. It's all very well that we're all gushing over the creative directors of like Jonathan Anderson and Matthew Blazy taking over Dior and Chanel. But at the end of the day, are they designing for their customer or are they just designing for themselves? She interviewed this customer who spends $500,000 on high-end fashion. And basically, at Prada, the runway stuff is very directional. The joke is on us that not only are you trying to sell me a Swiss cheese skirt with the giant grommets, but it's also $9,000 for one skirt. Like, is that something you're going to get a lot of use out of? I mean, even people who are super wealthy, there's a limit to how much you can charge them for something that basically they don't want. So this VIC said, as for Chanel, anyone who says the show was amazing is not spending the money. And I agree with her. I'm spending on Chanel ready to wear. It was like Bottega. The show was so isolating to a lot of customers who just can't wear that high-low hemline. This VIC was commenting about the row nonsense. And you know, when you start milking things like the flip-flops for $1,000 and ridiculous items, she's basically saying there's an expiration date to this brand. It was a thing, but I think it's done. And I thought this was very interesting that she commented that the same thing with Birkins. When it's so overexposed, I think there's going to be some fatigue. I think social media kind of like overexposes brands, especially even the luxury brands. And after a while of seeing it on every single For You page, you're kind of sick of it. And also the speed at which products come in and out. So this is another comment on Chanel. We went to Chanel recently and the sales associate asked, what do you guys think of the new direction? And I said, you mean Bottega for Chanel? Because look at how similar. So what's really evident is the customer is not as excited for the new direction of these brands, and especially the new prices. Even someone who has great wealth, at a certain point says, it doesn't make sense to spend this. I mean, even people who are wealthy, it needs to make sense what they're spending their money on, and does it have longevity? Is it something they're going to hand down to their kids? I just think we're seeing this musical chairs of creative directors who don't put the customer at the center of the conversation.